morning, everybody. It's such a great pleasure to be here on Saturday morning as we kick off this long-awaited event here with the market on Liberty Street. A lot of people have been working hard on this and thinking about this for a long, long time. We're going to hear from Councilmember Burke, other members of the City Council that are here that would like to speak. Councilmember Montgomery, Councilmember Leight. I don't see others at this point, but if they want to join us. But this is a great collaboration between the City of Winston-Salem, the Liberty Street Community Development Corporation, and the Liberty Street Merchants. And now, as we're moving forward, we congratulate Mercedes Miller and her work in bringing this all together, and we appreciate that very much. It's going to bring a lot of vitality here to this part of the Liberty Street area, and there's been a whole lot of work going up and down Liberty Street for a long time. We've been working on this area and trying to bring some energy and revitalization back to it, and then this is just another tangible example of that great work as we've done it. So without further ado, let me call on Councilmember and Mayor Pro Tem Vivian H. Burke.
Thank you, Mayor, and to the council members and to our city manager and the staff and Mr. Brooks, who worked so hard along with this project, Mr. Page. And I don't want to miss any names, but I can't stand here and act like this project was done with just a few. It's been an effort that we all have been working on. This mic, now it's better, isn't it? I can't have it like that. Thank you. The mayor says it's been a long time, and I will agree. Do you know how long it really has been? This started in the late 80s. Mayor Wayne Corporation and the alderman went to California. We knew we had markets in Winston-Salem, but we wanted to know how could we improve the markets. So we looked at the California idea. We were in San Francisco. And then we had the farmers market. We also had, later on, a downtown market. And we had people standing on corners with their products. And then we did the Liberty Street corridor. I assigned, the mayor was working for the city, and I said to him, you have made downtown with Mayor Kavanaugh productive. The same guidelines we have for downtown, I want them to be for the Liberty Street corridor. We organized the Liberty Street corridor with some citizens. But back in 1994 and 95, that a group of citizens came together and we looked at the area. But in order to do that, we went to Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know where was the mayor or where is Mr. Page, but that was a consulting firm we were working with. Jackson, Persons, and Associates. We were working with that. And so one morning, Nelma Jones and I got up and we drove to Nashville, Tennessee, and we looked at a plan that they had there. And then the city, talking with citizens around in the area, decided that we were going to use this firm to do the business. So when you see what's happening up here, I want you to know this proposal was put together, the Liberty Street corridor study. It was presented in 1996, April. This market, as I told Mercer, we appreciate your hard work. You've taken probably something old and given a new twist. That's what you've done. And we can appreciate this. I want you to know that when we looked at this area up here, Mr. Stewart was the city manager. And Mr. Stewart assigned the person who is now the city manager, Mr. Lee Garrett is here. Mr. Garrett, let him know who you are. And he has with him his wife, Miss Garrett here. And he assigned him because we were doing nothing but spinning wheels up here, not moving this area. We were just playing games. And Mr. Garrity and Mr. Page worked very hard so we could see the difference that this area can make. I want us to know that we have in this book here different plans. One was for this market, And we have done something different with the park there. It's called the gathering place at the park. Fairview Park will be used, and that's where we will look at having our first annual Black Festival. And I'm so glad Mr. Wood is here, because when we were here the other week, he mentioned how and what they want to do to assist us with this partnership. And I'm saying so everybody can hear you, Mr. Wood. He's already putting it in his plan. And we could not come here in this neighborhood without having people who have been the residents up here. I appreciate what our marketing department is doing to help us to market this area. But as we think about this area, when we were talking about how we were going to put this with a nice fence, how many of you think this fence looks good? I said to Richard Brooks, I said, go talk to Larry Woods. Tell Larry Woods we have a big investment with him, and they have a big investment with us. And we'd like for him to think about putting us a fence around here. So this is the results. And it's good when we can partner and we can work with people. I guess the two people who are elected officials who can feel it the most happens to be Councilman Montgomery and myself. We divide this area. Here stops up at 14th and Liberty, and Northeast keeps down further. There are so many things that we can do together. I know this is a big day. I know you're excited. I know Mercer is ready to make some money and to move this on. But I have to say something about Mr. and Mrs. Gilmore, the parents of Jerry Gilmore III. Mr. and Mrs. Gilmore had their business up here, and they were some good people. His parents were some good people. And Miss Young, you know that, don't you? His parents provided jobs and opportunities for people. This area was first a white area. I had the mayor to do a little research, and he said to me that this was one of the first places we got electricity in this area. There were whites. We have some historical buildings up here that's still standing. We also know after the whites moved out, it became black people with businesses up here. And the Gilmores happened to be some of the first people to move up in here to develop a business. And we're appreciative. This place was known as the Golden Gateway. Why do you think they called it the Golden Gateway? They were bringing that tobacco. Those farmers were bringing that tobacco down here. And they carried it up here on Patterson and Liberty at the warehouse. So it's a story to be told. And this was the time that they would tell you when R.J. Reynolds was making his money. Some of them don't like to hear it, but he was box cars on these trains putting our people. The black people came here in box cars, just like animals. And he worked them. He worked them hard. And the end results, did we get all we should have gotten? The answer is no. No. I have to tell you all the history because some of you may have forgotten. This was a struggling time for blacks. And they worked very hard to make Mr. R.J. Reynolds the millionaire that he became. Did any of the blacks become millionaires? The answer is simply no. But they worked and built this community. And this was an area that they started showing being a little more productive. So the history is important. And I want you to know that I do appreciate you being here. Some of the people in City Hall, when I'm talking, they sit on pins and needles because they know I'm going to tell the truth. They just sitting, scrunching and wondering, oh, what she's going to say next. Oh, how much more is she going to tell? I've been telling it ever since 1977. And there have been some good people on the Board of Aldermen who helped us to change the story. There were two strong men, Jack Kavanaugh and Robert Northerton. They were Republicans. But everything that Larry Little and Virginia Newell and Vivian Burke wanted to make a change east of 52, the record would show how much they supported it. That's all we were concerned about, people working together. So again, thank you for being here, and may God bless us as we move forward with this wonderful, wonderful market.
Thank you, Councilmember Burke. I'd like to invite Councilmember Leight and Councilmember Montgomery if you'd like to come up and make brief remarks, if you'd like.
I was fascinated by all the history. Thank you. I'm perfectly delighted by this. It's a beautiful venue, and I can't wait to get in there and look at all the produce and flowers and everything else. So let me just say congratulations to everybody who is involved in this, and have fun here. Thanks.
There's probably 3 words that describe all of this coming together, as has already been stated. And those 3 words are see it through. The process of revitalizing a community is one that we have to continue to press forward on. It doesn't happen overnight. As much as we would like to wave that magic wand and make it happen overnight, individuals who have come before us, like Councilmember Burke and the mayor, who have worked very diligently in this community for a very, very long time, can tell the story that it takes time. It's like building a house. You have to start with a good foundation. You don't want to move too fast, because if you move too fast, the house won't stand because the foundation wasn't good. And the thing that I'm excited about in this community is I think we have the great foundation, and now we're continuing to see things going up that I believe will stand the test of time, that will continue to improve this community and bring opportunities for others. I think Mr. Woods will speak about what the Housing Authority is doing in this community, and I think that will continue to show the opportunities that exist here. Now, Ms. Miller, I live only probably less than a mile this way. So I'm going to be coming this way every now and then, and I want to be able to take advantage of what's here, because I'm a part of this community, not just as a council member, but as someone who actually lives in this community. And so I think this is something that we can be excited about. This is something that we can continue to push forward, and I'm looking forward to more of these opportunities to come here on Liberty Street, because we make grand investments, and I think this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Thank you, Councilmember. He hit it right. The city has made a tremendous investment here, not only here, but all along Liberty Street. And so the person that we've entrusted with this investment, and know that she will do a great job in making a very vital and energetic place, Mercedes Miller, who Mercedes Empower Incorporated. So we'd like to come up and tell us how it's going to work.
Y'all can clap louder than that for me. Oh, I'm just kidding. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbled or how the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust and sweat and blood. Good morning. I am Mercedes Miller, and I greet you with a quote from one of our former presidents, Theodore Roosevelt. And I greeted you with that poem because indeed, that particular quote goes to show you that a lot of blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this project. As Council Member Burke, Mayor Pro Tem Burke has already said, history, a foundation was laid for this to come to fruition. I just want to take the opportunity and the time to thank the organization that allowed me to go along the process from its genesis. I am grateful that I was here when the first shovel was put into the ground to build it. But even more than that, I'm thankful to those city officials, the city employees who have worked with me to further help shape it. I am thankful for the city employees who had the hindsight, the insight, and the foresight enough to give me the opportunity to continue this project through. This market is a year-round market. Its genesis will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. We also will be doing special events in this venue. We already have some events planned for November and December. One of the greatest things we want to do is for the people of this community as well as this city to realize that this corridor, this community is part of the city of Winston-Salem, and they too deserve the best. I am excited to work with the entrepreneurs who will be selling their goods. who will be selling their wares here at the Liberty Street Market. And we invite all of you who have something to offer or you want to come to support, please come again and again and again, and know that I am committed and dedicated to staying in the arena and making sure that this place is a great success. Thank you to you all.
Thank you, Mercedes. Certainly, the Winston-Salem Housing Authority has a strong interest in this project. You can just look across the fence there and see one project that's close by, and there are others that support this. And also, the businesses along Liberty Street have a tremendous interest. So I'm going to call on Larry Woods, who's the CEO of the Housing Authority, to speak briefly about the housing authorities, how they feel about this, and then call on Jerry Gilmore III, president of Gilmore's Funeral Home just up the street here. He's been a long time businessman on this street, and have his comments as well. So Larry, followed by Jerry.
Good morning. My name is Larry C. Woods, Chief Executive Officer for the Housing Authority, City of Winston-Salem. I'd like to thank the Mayor and Councilmember Burke, city officials, and the community for asking me to speak this afternoon. The Housing Authority does have a tremendous investment in this community, and we're looking to see that investment all the way through, as Mrs. Miller talked about. We have completed our first big project, which is the Oaks at 10th. It's 50 brand new units. It is a townhouse style living. It has a different feel, and we're getting good positive results. We're making another investment on the corner of 12th and Cleveland that is called Camden Station. That'll be 30 brand new units. We're also slowly picking up small developments along the corridor. But the biggest thing is that we got the federal government, along with the city officials, and along with this community, we were able to be awarded a $500,000 planning grant that will assist this community in coming up with a plan for the revitalization of the Cleveland Avenue community. The overall goal of this vendors market, along with the other investments, is to stabilize this community and then to stimulate economic growth and development, not just in housing, but for businesses, for jobs, to improve our schools, to improve our transportation, and to reconnect this city with the major grids of this community. I want to identify Mr. Charles Harvey. He's the Vice President of Real Estate Development. He's in charge of our master plan. We also have Mrs. Paula McCoy. She's working with us, working with the community and keeping people moving along. I want to thank a person that Mercedes has identified as somebody that puts a lot of effort and time with us, Mr. Richie Brooks. Richie Brooks gave me a call and said, Larry, I want to sit down with you and talk about how we can work together to put some kind of fence around this location. Can you give us some assistance? Let's meet, let's talk, let's get our staff together, and let's shake hands, and then let's put it in writing, and let's get it done. And Mr. Brooks, you lived up to your commitment, so thank you. With that, I would like to turn it over to Mr. Gilmore. Mr. Gilmore has been a good friend of mine since I've come here. We're talking about the development of this community, and he has a major investment.
This is a great day. To Mr. Mayor, to Mayor Pro Tem, to other city officials, I wish I, like Mercedes, could quote a president. But today I'm going to quote Sam Cooke. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change was going to come. I've been a part of this community since 1962 when we were displaced by urban renewal and 52 North and South. When we moved to this corner, 52 was clay. It was just scooping it out. I remember Stiefel mattress there, Shields here, and a vacant lot at my back. Stiefel became B&O, Shields became Big D, and the vacant lot stood. In the midst of all of this, I'm certain that I would be remiss if I did not, on behalf of the total community, both the citizens of this community and the business persons of this community, to say to all of those whose hard work has made this a reality, to Councilman Burke, to the mayor, to the housing authority, to the citizens, we want to welcome you. We want to welcome you to this area and pray that you would continue to keep this as a focus. This is the heart of the city. And when you're in the heart of the city, you are a part of the vital organ of the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gilmore, and thank you for your continued investment in our city and making this area a very vital place. Let me invite all the speakers to come up for the ribbon cutting along with Councilmember Leight and Councilmember Montgomery.